Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all well. Today we're going to work and do a little bit of fitness Pilates, which means you're going to need some free weights. So grab not too heavy, light weights will be good for you. And then come and bring yourself down into child's pose to start with. So we're going to take the knees nice and wide, the big toes together. Keep the weights up the top of your mat. And then extend your arms and just melt your head and chest down towards the floor as you pin your bottom back into your heels. So just find that nice comfortable position. And if child's pose doesn't work for you, come onto your elbows and then come into a nice little cat stretch, just driving in through the spine and then letting the spine extend. So curling in, tucking the chin and tailbone and releasing. So just work there. If you are in child's pose, I want you to come onto your fingertips, ground your arms, and then keep them extended as you drop your forehead down to the floor and just hold that breath. Find your Pilates, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Take one more breath, really extend, sink the hips, wiggling through. And then gently bring yourself up onto your hands and knees, bringing the knees underneath your hips. We're going to take up my front leg and take it up and behind, and my back arm is coming in front as well. So they're just creating one straight line running from the tips of the toes to the fingertips. And all I want you to do from here is do an exhalation and a squeeze up, and then inhale back to neutral. So it's an exhale, squeeze, and an inhale, release. An exhale, squeeze, and an inhale, release. So it's just waking up your buttocks, waking up your shoulders, making sure you're not hyper extending through your lower back. So just be very mindful of that. And by that I mean, I don't want you to be allowing your lower back to dip. Don't let that dip. Extend through that spine and keep that positioning. Exhale, squeeze, inhale down. 5 more. Last 3. Squeeze the butt, squeeze your abs. And then last 1. And release. Take a nice little curve of the spine. And then find your neutral position again. So your back leg, take it behind. Your front arm comes forward. Same thing, staying in neutral. Exhale, squeeze and release. Make sure your lower back's not sinking. Be strong. Keep the length through the fingers, through the toes. I'm just going to reposition my mat a little bit. I feel a bit too close by. That's better. Lovely. 4 more. Oops, wrong side. Nice long exhalation. Last 2. Last 1. And release. Take a cat stretch. Tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. Good. Now, from there, we're going to add a little bit of weight into this, but we're using our body weights, and we're going to wake up our triceps. So, first of all, drop down to your elbows. Interlace your fingers, making a nice strong triangle through the arms. Tuck your toes under, and we're going to lift our hips up into dolphin. So, push your heels down into the ground, lift your bottoms, lengthen the spine, be strong through the arms, and just walk through your legs, feeling your calf muscles stretching out. So just feel that loosening through the lower part of your legs. And then pause, pushing your heels to the floor. Slide your toes a little bit further back. We're going to inhale, rock forward through the spine into a plank. And then inhale, pull your plank all the way back up. Exhale, roll forward, pause, I gaze down. Inhale, rock it back. So as I lift my hips, I push back onto the balls of my feet, heels grounded. As I roll forward, I come onto the tips of my toes, and my shoulders come just slightly forward of my elbows. If that's too much, drop your knees, push your bottom back, and then carefully drop your hips down to half plank. So lift the bottom up, and then drop down to half plank if that's the best position for you. Otherwise, 4 more, keep the power running through those arms. Wake up those shoulder muscles, squeeze deep into your abdomen, control the movement purely through your tummy muscles. Last two. Last one, roll it through, pause there, 10 seconds, just holding a lovely strong plank, squeeze those abs. 5, 4, 3, 2, and settle it down. Good. Drop your legs down into the floor. We are coming to the triceps just after this exercise. So we're going to use the weights, and your weights are optional. You can just use your hands on the ground with your fingertips pressing down to the floor. Your forehead starts on the floor. Your feet are about shoulder width apart, pinning your toes to the ground. We lift the head and the chest up, not too far. We exhale, squeeze back, release. Exhale, squeeze back, release. So without the weight, it's just the same movement with the arm. Feel the rib cage slightly rotate off. So if you want to go more into rotation, turn and release. It's your choice. Turn and release. Whatever you're doing, just make sure your hip bones stay pinned to the floor. Don't be loose through that positioning. Squeeze it back. And if at any point it feels too much on your lower back, lower your range. So you're just hovered, and then pull with a lower range, okay? There's no right or wrong as long as you've got the technique and you're feeling it in the right places. The shoulder blades, spine, the buttocks are fired up. Give me 4 more each side. So 4, 3, 2, last one, and release it down. Forehead to the floor. Make a little pillow with your hands. Turn your head in one direction. And then just wriggle through the hips, loosen everything up. So this next exercise you can do with or without your weights, okay? Bringing your arms down by your thighs, palms turned in, shoulders slightly off the floor, lengthening your shoulders away from your ears. Bring your feet a little bit closer in. Hover the head and the chest and the shoulders off the ground, pulling your shoulder blades together. This is your starting point. So we're going to lift the upper body and one leg, squeezing the arms up and releasing back down. And the other side, lift and release. So if you're not using your weights, you just pull back, squeeze, and release back down. We're trying to get the hands a little bit higher than the bottoms. If you don't want to use the legs, you can just lift the upper body, pull the arms, and drop it back down again. Okay, keeping the feet on the floor if you prefer. And if you're going to keep your legs on the floor, make sure your butt's squeezed, make sure your legs are still very active and you're feeling that tension still running through. Those of you that want to add more into this, you can lift the legs up together. So we lift the chest, the legs, the arms, and release it back down, keeping those shoulders elevated. 4 more, guys. 2 more each side. Make it strong. Make sure your core's squeezing tight. Get those arms up a little bit higher if you can. Squeeze. Last one, everyone. Pull up. Hold it for 5, 4. Lift the arms. 2 and 1. Release it down. Find your pillow. Turn your head the other way. And loosen and wriggle through those hips again. Breathe. Lovely. And then just bring yourself slowly transitioning up from a cat stretch into child's pose or staying in a cat stretch. Knees a little bit closer together, drop the elbows, and then wriggle your bottom down into your heels, closing your forehead to the ground. Just enjoying that release through your lower back. So as promised, we're going to work into the triceps. So this exercise involves, it's very much about the technique. And technique is absolutely key for this exercise. So I can only demonstrate and kind of guide you through it. And you've got to listen to my key points of what not to do. So your starting position is your arms forward, about shoulder width apart. The eye gaze is forward, and I'm going to lift my bottom off my heels and curve my spine. And then I'm going to find my neutral spine. Now, my bottom stays behind. I'm going to rock my body forward, bending my elbows, sliding into my rib cage, so my chest hovers, and I'm going to power up through the arms and the core to then rest my bottom back into my heels. So I roll, keep it as a consistent movement, come down, bottom up, bottom up, bottom up, chest raises, curving up and lowering back. Now you might want to just micro bend those arms. So by that I mean, roll it up, come forward, squeeze your elbows into your rib cage to there, and then push it back up and drive it back. What I don't want to see happening, and this is what I see all the time, so keep working as I talk. What I see is I see people rolling up and then they drop their hips and then they get locked and all the strain goes into the back of the arms, okay? That is incorrect technique. Just keep thinking, come up, bottom, then it's glued to that spot. Your elbows slide in and your chest lowers, and it might just go into a little bend forward, coming up, coming back. Yeah, so practice that rolling motion forward, pick it up, rolling forward, 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 powering up, rolling back. So 4 more, whichever one you're doing. Just keep thinking, chest leads the way down, bottom leads the way up, and the chest follows that bottom as you lift up. Don't make it fast, keep it as a consistent pace. Last 2. Make it strong, make it powerful, squeeze into those abs. Last 1. And then sit it back, resting elbows, forearms side by side, making a pillow. And again, just wriggle through there. If you don't like that position, cat stretch on elbows with your knees wide. Good, and then when you're ready, swing your feet around in front of you. We're going to work the upper body. So I'm going to turn and face you. You stay sideways on your mat. And grab your weights, or not, depends if you're using them. Sit back a bit more. So from here, I'm just going to adjust my screen. You don't want to use really heavy weights for this because it's about the way you're working your body. Because you're incorporating your core, it makes everything a lot harder. So we're going to start with the shoulders. Weights to here. Sit yourself up beautifully tall through the spine, like you're flat against the wall. And then gently tuck under through your tailbone, curving your spine very gently in the lower back and holding yourself in a C shape. So you might want to extend your legs or keep your legs bent. Take a breath in, exhale. One arm powers up, inhale, drop. Exhale, power up, inhale, drop. And as I extend my arm, it comes just slightly in front of my head and then drops back, slightly in front of my head, drops back. Keep going. If you don't want to use your weights, it's exactly the same arm position. Your palms are forward. Power it, power it, power it. I can't decide whether to have my legs straight or bent. I've actually got a hip flexor strain, so this is quite uncomfortable for me to hold this position, but I will do my best. Now, if you want 4 more each side or 8 more, both arms together, your choice. Curve that spine, squeeze that belly. 4, I'm going really far back. 3, squeeze. 2, last 1, and roll it up. Drop your weight, slide your hands on the shins, and lift up through your spine. Find your breath. Straight into another abdominal exercise, working the biceps this time. So we're going to take the weights, turning your palms up. We roll back. So what I should have actually said to you, that if you've got any niggly lower back pains, if you get a cushion or a ball or something folded up and just tuck it behind you, it gives you a little bit of support in your lower back. It's quite nice. And I've got, like I said, I've got a bit of a hip flexor issue. Just by having that lower back support, it relieves a little bit there. So I'm going to keep it there. So roll it back, turn your palms forward, take a breath in, and we're going to bicep curl. So my upper arm doesn't move. It's just my lower arm doing the work. Exhale to power in, inhale to extend. Exhale, inhale. And if at any point you feel you don't like being rolled too far back, you just sit up a little bit more and just carry on working the arms. Okay, if you wish, carry on one at a time or two together. Scoot that belly in. Beautiful soft spine. 8 more or 4 more each side. So you just keep working one side. Last 2. Last one, and roll it up, dropping the weights down, slide your hands on the shins, and lift up again. I'm just going to turn to my side to demonstrate the next exercise. So we're going to take it into an extension of the spine rather than flexion. We've done quite a lot of flexion, so we have to balance it all out. Your fingers are going to turn in to face you on both wrists, pulling your shoulder blades together, so we're lifting the chest. If your arms don't, your hands or wrists don't like it, turn your fingers out. That's a neutral position for your shoulders and your wrists. Feet a little bit further in. When you're ready, power up, reverse tabletop. So you can stay here, pull the knees close together, lift your hips, lift your butt, chest out your shoulders and your eye gaze up or forward. If you want to challenge yourself, raise the front knee and extend the leg up to the sky and hold. And if you can, push those hips up high, putting that thigh in. Hold it, hold it, hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knee, drop the foot, lift the hips, and slowly roll out. Good. Come into a forward fold. Take a breather. So we are working back into these arms again. So working the triceps again. Might be easier if you drop one weight down. It depends how strong you're feeling. You can start with 2 and then drop one weight if you need to. So lift up tall to start with. You take your arms up and bend your arms back. And you might want to stay extended, just working the arms on their own with an extension of the spine. Your core is still going to hold you here. What I recommend is if you're going to go into a roll back, go quarter of the way rather than half. Keep the elbows pointing up towards the sky, close in towards your head, but keep your shoulders relaxed and just work those arms up and down. I don't know where to put my legs because my hip flexors, and grab my cushion. Keep going. Keep the breath going. Better, much better for me. Squeeze, come on, power it up, power it up. Now, if you're not using weights, I should have said, push your palms together and you're still going to get your triceps active just by pressing your arms together. So that's still going to activate the back of that arm. Let's do 6 more, guys. Suck the belly in, drop down a little bit lower if you can. And 4, lots of power. Sink it. Last 2. And 1. Release it forward. Hands onto the shin. Lift yourself up tall. Find your breath. So now we're going to work on rotations and we're going to work into the back muscles. So your weights come together or your fists just come together. Lift up tall to begin with. Roll it back halfway if you can. Lift the palms away from your chest. We're going to twist and open, reach, center. Twist, open, reach, center. So if you're not using weight, you keep your fist like this, and then you just literally reach. Reach. Okay? So find what's best for you. Try and turn a little bit more. Squeeze deeper down in towards your belly. Squeeze into the shoulder blade as you reach back. Give me 8 more. That's 4 more each side. Come on, rotate. Turn the waist. Don't let your hip bones twist. Keep the inner thighs squeezed together. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Center. Pause. Drop down a little bit lower and let's pulse. Pulse. Come on, work deeper into those abs. Take your arms higher if you can. Make it a little bit harder. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll it up, drop the weights, hands on the shins, and lift the spine. Beautifully tall. So once again, we're going to lean back into our arms behind you. Last time we turned our fingers in. Now we're going to turn a lateral rotation, our fingers out and lean down into our hands that way. So, fingers turned out, feet tucked in. We lift our hips up back into that reverse tabletop position. Squeeze the butt, lift the hips, lift the chest. If you can, we inhale, lift the knee, extend the leg and pull that leg in. Be strong, lift the hips, squeeze the butt, lift the chest, eye gaze up or forward, hold it, 5, 4, straighten the knee, 2, and 1, bend the knee, drop the foot, everyone, lift up one more time, and then exhale, roll it out, give yourselves a little hug, and grab those weights, and roll down to the floor. So once you hit the ground, take your arms and palms, arms wide, palms facing up. Lift the legs up to tabletop. We're going to gently let the legs drop over to one side, extending the legs towards the hand. Inhaling, bending back through to center, rotating to the other side, and extending the legs there. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. If you want a little bit more, keep the legs straight and just work as a pendulum, side to side, keeping that control. Your choice, remember. Make it deep. At any point, you can drop it back to tabletop and extend the legs there. And even if the leg extension is a bit too much for you, keep your legs bent and just work at that 90-degree angle. 4 more. Last 2. Last 1. And then lift the legs back up into center. Extend your legs to the sky. Bring your arms up above your chest. Reach up and let's pulse up to the toes. Reach, reach, reach. 10, 9. Extend the leg. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Open those arms, head down, bend the knees, and lower them to the floor. Catch the thigh and twist into that back shoulder, taking your eye gaze over. Release the leg, roll the knees back into the center, and then gently drop them over to the other side. Once they land, carefully put that hand on the thigh weight and then reach and twist into that shoulder. And then just gently release the leg, roll back into the middle and drop your feet down to the floor. So make sure you're back in the center of your mat. We're going to work into the chest with a bridge. So on your breath in, imprint your spine, exhale, power up through the hips and lift your hips up into a bridge. Knees a little bit closer together. We're going to make a big C shape through the arms and then inhale, open the arms back out. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, just before your forearms hit the floor, come back in again. If you want to add a little bit of hip movement, we inhale as we open the arms, we lower the hips, and then we exhale, power up with the arms. Inhale, drop halfway. Exhale, power up. That's your choice. Squeeze your butts. Work deep into all 4 corners of those feet, so you're activating all muscles of the thighs. the hamstring, the buttocks, the calves, lower back, squeezing through the belly. 5 more in these arms. 4. Come on, power it up. 3. Last 2. Last 1. And then slowly roll it out. Taking your arms overhead, turning your palms up, and extend your legs and just stretch through the full body. Extend your front arm and front leg away from each other so you're opening out through the waistline. And then inhale, exhale, extending out. And then come back to center, bringing those weights up. Palms facing in, legs up to tabletop, dead bug. When you're ready, take a breath in, exhale, extend, opposite arm to leg. Inhale, center. So you can lose the weights if you need to, that's fine. You can reduce your range if you need to, that's also fine. By that I mean, toe tap as you extend the opposite arm, back to center, toe tap as you extend the other arm, and so on, yeah? So that's just your reduced range if you want to take it down a notch. Otherwise, lengthen, pull in. All right, we're going to do 8 more, 4 more each side. If you want to challenge yourself, do arms and legs together. Pull in, not fast. Or just stick to this, that's fine. And 4, so 4 more, guys. Last 2. Last 1. Then legs up to the sky. Lift your weight up towards your toes. When you're ready, let's go. Pump, 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 pump. Now reach even higher than you did earlier. Extend through the knees. Squeeze through that belly. Let's go. Come on, reach it as high as you can go. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, higher, 2, and 1. Drop your weights down, bend those knees, and then just move around in little circles. Drop the feet down to the ground, take a little buttock stretch, crossing that back leg over the front leg, holding onto the leg, and dropping your head, shoulders, and back into the floor. And breathe into the buttock stretch. And then on next breath, release the legs, flip the leg over, lift the thigh, head and shoulders, drop down, open that front knee, push your bottom down into the floor, find your breath. And then I just want you to keep hold of that leg, roll yourself up, swing around onto your hands and knees, round your hands, tuck your toes, and lift it into a downward facing dog. Walk through those legs, just stretching out and loosening out through the hamstrings and the calves. And then press your heels down, lift your hips, extend your spine, melt your head and chest down, and find that beautiful V position, the upside down V. And then on your next breath, just soften the knees, put your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands, and just take a nice, gentle fold forward. Interlace your fingers behind the base of your spine and push your arms up and over. Find your stretch. Open those shoulders, reach, reach, reach. 2 breaths here. And then just gently release the hands down, slide them onto the top of the knees, and then use your arms to roll your spine. Slowly, maybe keeping your eyes closed, roll up through your vertebrae. Your chin is the last thing to lift up at the top. So lift your chin, open your eyes, roll your shoulders a couple of times. Open your palms, find your breath in, exhale, raise your arms up, bring your hands together, drop them down in front of your chest, give yourselves a bow. Thank you very much for today. That was a quick
32 minutes of a Pilates fitness workout. Enjoy, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye.